Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to solve Cambridge O-Level Mathematics T Paper 2 Calculator in a session May-June 2025 Paper 2-3. So let's start with the first question. Question number 1 part A, write this decimal number correct to two decimal place. So these are the two decimal place. The next number is 5. So you have to add 1 in 3 to make 2, 4. So 4.24, that is correct to two decimal place. To two decimal place, the next number is 5, so add 1 here. Part B, write this number correct to two significant figure. Okay, so these are the two significant figures, right? The next digit is 1, it is less than 5, so keep 34 as it is and replace the rest of the digits by 0. So this is 34,000. Question number 2. A rectangle has a dimension 2.4 centimeter by 5.6 centimeter. The rectangle is enlarged by a scale factor of 3.25. It is enlarged and the scale factor is given. Work out the dimensions of the enlarged rectangle. Okay, now the dimensions are, we have given two dimensions. 2.4 is multiplying with the scale factor 3.25, and the other dimension 5.6 is multiplying with the scale factor 3.25. Okay, simplify. We have 2.4 times 3.25, that is 7.8 centimeter by 5.6 times 3.25, that is 18.2 centimeter. Right. Question number 3. Ang and Boo shared $104 in the ratio 5 ratio 7 ratio 6. Calculate the amount they each receive. Okay, 7 ratio 6, it means we have to do 7 plus 6. The total is 13. That is the total ratio, right? Okay, so the total is, so we can say the total becomes 104 divided by 13. Now for Ang, we can say 104 over 13, the total money shared and the total ratio shared. Multiply, for the Ang it's 7. So times it by 7. So 104 divided by 13 multiplied by 7, that is $56. And for the second person, that is Boo, that is 104 over 13 and times it by, its ratio is 6, times it by 6. 104 over 13 times by 6, that is $48. So this much amount they each receive. Question number 4 part A, shade one small square so that the diagram has a rotational symmetry of order 2. Okay, rotational symmetry of order 2, this is 1 2 3 in this way, and the other side 1 2 3 this way. So these two and these two, so this is going to be the shaded one. So let me shade that. All right. Now for part B, shade one small circle so that the diagram has one line of symmetry. Okay, check the lines of symmetry. If it has it does not has a vertical line of symmetry. Check the horizontal one. Okay, this is the horizontal one. You can see these two and these two shaded, these two. Okay, this is going to be the shaded one. This is the horizontal line of symmetry. It has a one line of symmetry and that line is the horizontal line. Now you guys can see both the sides. This is unshaded, unshaded, shaded and shaded. These two are shaded, unshaded, unshaded, and the closer one is, outer one is unshaded and these are unshaded. So these two are shaded, the other two are should be shaded. Okay, so this would be the, would be one more square so that it has a rotational line of symmetry, one line of symmetry, and that is a horizontal line of symmetry. All right, question number 5, write 60 6,300 centimeters into meters. Okay, so 1 meter has 100 centimeters. Okay, so 1 over 100 meter is 1 centimeter. What about this much centimeter? So 6,300 centimeter is 6,300 divided by 100 meters. Two zeros are cancelled, with two zeros only 63 meters. Part B, write 450 centimeter cube into liters. Okay, we know that 1 liter has 1000 cubic centimeter. All right, and 1 over 1000 liters is equals to 1 cubic centimeters. All right. What about 450 cubic centimeter? This is 450 over 1000 in terms of liters. So let me simplify. 450 over 1000, that is 0.45. So this is 0.45 liters. Question number 6, simplify. Part A, we have A terms and the B terms. So combine the A terms, that is 5A plus 2A, and the B terms are 3B minus 7B. Okay, so A is common, we are left with 5 plus 2, and taking B common, we are left with 3 minus 7. So in 5, when you add 2, that is 7A, and in 7, take away 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is negative 4B. Right. Now for part B, c to the power 12 divides c to the power 4. So this is c to the power 12 into c to the power negative 4. When you have the same bases, you can shift that number to the numerator. So when the bases are same, we can add the powers 12 minus 4. So here c to the power 8. All right. Question number 7, write down all the integer values of x that satisfy this inequality. Okay, let me draw the number line and write down all the integer values. Right. So if here is a number line, we can say we have negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, we have 0 and 1. Okay, so it includes negative 3. So, and goes till 1. 1 is not included. You can see negative 3 is included. Between minus 3 till 1, so what are the integer value? Minus 3 is included, minus 2 is included, minus 1 is included, 0 is included, 1 is not included. So these are the only integer values. Question number 8. A bag contains 8 black tiles, 6 white tiles. Sorry, 4 black and 6 white. So the total number of tiles are 10. So the black are 4 and the white are 6, and the total number of tiles are 6 plus 4, that is 10. A tile is chosen at random from the bag and then replaced. Put it that back. A second tile is then chosen at random. Part A, complete the tree diagram. Okay, the black tiles are 4 out of 10. Okay, and the white tiles are 6 out of 10. Okay, so first is black and the white. Okay, when the black is taken, it stays the same, right? Because they have to put the things back, right? So black is stay the same, 4 by 10. White is 6 by 10. Black is 4 over 10. The white is 6 over 10. Okay. Part B, work out the probability that both tiles are white, white and white. 6 by 10, 6 by 10. So 6 over 10 times 6 over 10. So 6 times 6 over 10 times 10. So 6 times 6 is 36 and 10 times 10 is 100. So the probability is 36 out of 100. Question number 9, part A. Amira invests $480 in a saving account. The account pays simple interest at a rate of 3.6% per year. Calculate the value of investment at the end of 5 years. We need to calculate the value of investment. Okay, so the value of investment is basically the amount A equals to P into 1 plus RT. That is a formula for simple interest. Amount we have to calculate. P is the investment, that is $480, and 1 plus R is the interest rate, 3.6 over 100, and T is the number of years, which are 5. Okay, just simplify 3.6 dividing by 100, times it by 5 and add 1, and then multiply by 480. That is the value of investment is $566.4. Okay, so the answer is 566.4. Part B, Ben invest $600 in a different account. The account pays compound interest at a rate of 2.7% per year. Calculate the total amount of interest paid to Ben at the end of 4 years. Okay, so total amount of interest paid to Ben at the end of 4 years. So first we need to find out the amount. A equals to P into 1 plus R to the power T for compound interest. A is the amount we need to calculate. P is the investment. 1 plus R is the interest rate, 2.7 over 100, and T is the number of years, which are 4. So let me calculate the amount, and then at the end we will get the interest paid. Okay, so 2.7 over 100, add up with 1, its exponent is 4, and times by 600. So the total amount is 667.47 dollars. Okay, now to get the total interest paid. Okay, TER, interest paid from the amount, we have to subtract the investment. That is the amount and that is the investment. Amount is 667.47, subtract the investment, which is 600. Okay, subtract 600, and that is 67.47. So 67.47. So $67.47 is the total amount of interest paid to Ben at the end of 4 years. Question number 10, we have a function f of x and g of x. Part A, find f of 2. Just replace x value with 2. So f of 2 is 3 into 2 minus 5. 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 take away 5 is just equals to 1. Right. Now for part B, write g of x equals to 18. So g of x is 2 minus 6x equals to 18. We have to solve this. Minus 6x equals to, from 18, shift the 2 on the other side of the equality. This becomes negative 2. So minus 6x equals to, from 18 take away 2, we are left with 16. Right. Dividing by negative 6, dividing by negative 6. So this is just cancelled out. X would be equals to, let me simplify this. 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 8 is 16. So the simplified answer for x is negative 8 over 3, minus 8 over 3. Right. Now for part C, find g f of 4, f g of 4. So what is g of 4? So g of 4 is 2 minus 6 into 4. So that is 2 minus 6 times 4 is 24. That is negative 22. Okay, so now f g of 4 is negative 22. That is 3 into negative 22 minus 5. So 3 times 2 is 6, negative 66, and negative 5. That is negative 71. Minus 71 is the simplified answer. Part D, the domain of g of x is greater than negative 8. You have the function g of x. The domain is given. Let me rewrite the function g of x. That is 2 minus 6x. Its domain is given to us, that is x should be greater than negative 8. Find the range of g of x. Okay. So all the x values in the domain should be greater than negative 8. So we can say at x is equals to minus 8, what is the solution? G of minus 8, it becomes 2 minus 6 into minus 8. Let me simplify that. 2 minus 6 into minus 8. That is 50. Okay, all the values greater than negative 8. Greater than negative 8, we can say at x is equals to negative 7. So g of minus 7, this is 2 minus 6 into minus 7. That is 2 minus 6 into negative 7. This is 44. Okay, so what happened? All the range of g of x is less than 50. So we can say range of g of x is less than 50. So the range is g of x is less than 50. Question number 11, we have a universal set. A is a set x where x is a prime number. So pick the prime numbers. The prime numbers in set A are 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, not 4, 5 is a prime number, not 6, 7 is a prime number, not 8, not 9, not 10, and 11 is a prime number. Yes. So 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. B, x where x is a factor of 36. So the factors of 36 are 2 is a factor of 36, 3 is also a factor of 36, 4 is a factor of 36, and not 5. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 is a factor of 36, not 7, not 8. 9 is a factor of 36. 10, no. 11, no. 12 is a factor of 36. 12 times 3 is 36. Part A, complete the Venn diagram. Okay, so first we have to pick the numbers that are in intersection. A intersection B. 2 is common, 3 is common, 5, 7, 11, 5, 7, 11. 2 and 3 are in the intersection. When you, in a set A, when you pick 2, 3, the left are 5, 7, and 11. And when you pick 2, 3, the left are 6, 4, 6, 9, and 12. What else are left? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is outside. 9, 10 is outside, 11 and 12. So the Venn diagram is completed. Part B, list the elements of A union B complement. Okay, so this is a set A and take its union with B complement, the region that is outside of B. Okay, so first we need to pick B complement. B complements are the numbers that are outside of B, which is 5, 7, 11, 8, and 10. 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11. 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11. Yeah, this is B complement. Now A union with B complement. So what is A? A is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. And its union with B complement is 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11. So these are the elements. List the elements. Elements are 2, 3, 5 in both, 7 in both, 8, 10, and 11 in both. So these are the elements. Now for part C, find the number of elements in A intersection B complement. Okay, so A intersection B complement. So the set A is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. And its intersection with the B complement is this set, which is 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11. Okay, the common is 2 and 3. No, 5 is common, 7 is common, 11 is common. So the commons are 5, 7, and 11. So how many? So there are 3 elements. So there are 3 elements that are in A intersection B complement. Question number 12. These are the first 4 terms of the sequence. Part A, write down the next term of the sequence. Okay. So from 16, if you subtract 3, you will get 13. From 13, subtract 3, you will get 10. From 10, take away 3, you will get 7. And from 7, take away 3, you will get 4. So the next term of the sequence is 4. Part B, find an expression for the nth term of this sequence. As you can see, this sequence has a common difference. So this is an arithmetic progression. So its nth term is an equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. A is the first term of the sequence, which is 16. N minus 1, d is the common difference, which is negative 3. So this is 16 minus 3n, minus 3 with n, minus 3 with 1, which is plus 3. So 16 plus 3 is 19, and you have to subtract 3n. So 19 minus 3n. Question number 13, part A. Write this number as an ordinary number. Okay. We can say 0.23. Okay, so it's negative 4. So you have to move 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, and 4 units to the left. So it is 0.000123. This is an ordinary number. Part B, this find the value of x and the value of y. So we have x here and the y is here. Okay. All right. So it's a plus. So it means 8.2 is, okay. When 8.2 add up with x, you will get 9.1, and 10 to the power 5, that should be same. Okay, here 10 to the power 5, this should be 10 to the power 5. Okay, right. This is 10 to the power 4 plus 1 makes 5. When you add 1, right, so you have to move the decimal point 1 unit to the left over here, right, and plus with x times 10 to the power 5. Okay, now this becomes 0.82 times 10 to the power 5, right, and plus x times 10 to the power 5. Now we can take 10 to the power 5 common, and we are left with 0.82 plus x and times 10 to the power 5 is common, right? It means the y value is 5. So this should be 9.1, right? So now we can compare. When we are comparing 0.82 plus some x should be equals to 9.1. So what is x? X is 9.1, take away 0.82. Let me simplify. 9.1 minus 0.82, that is 8.28. So that x should be equals to 8.28. All right. Question number 14, factorize part A. Now from 5 and 15, 5 is common. X square, okay, if 5 is common, keep x square, and 5 times 3 is 15xy. Now the variable x is common. 5x is common, we are left with x plus 3y. So the factorized form is 5x into x plus 3y. Right. Now for part B, we need to factorize this. We have ax, bx, ay, by. All right. So 2, 4, 3, and 6. 3 times 2 is 6. Okay. So if I can take 2 and x common from these two terms. So a is left in the first term, and 2 times 2 is 4, and just b is left, right? Negative 3 and y is common. So a is left, and plus you have 2 b's left. So the factorized form is 2x minus 3y and a plus 2b. Yeah, this is 2x minus 3y, and the other factor is a plus 2b. Okay. Question number 15, find the three inequalities that define the unshaded region R, the unshaded one. This is unshaded one, right? The three inequalities, we have this line, and that line. So what is this line? This line is y equals to 2. Okay, this line is y equals to 2, and as you can see, this is a dotted one, and the unshaded region is when y is less than 2. So the first inequality we discovered is y is less than 2. Okay, let's work on the rest of the two inequalities. Let me find out the equation for that line. Okay, So first fix the y-intercept. Y-intercept is 2. So the equation of line is y equals to mx plus c, right? So c is your y-intercept, right? And m is the slope, which is rise over run. How much you have to rise, how much you have to run. Okay. Now, in this case, your equation is y equals to some m, some x plus some y-intercept. You can see the y-intercept is equals to 2. So you can say xc value is plus 2. And on this line, you have to fix any other point. Let me fix this point. So from the y-intercept, you have to rise 1 unit down and run 1 unit to the right. So minus 1 and 1. So the slope is minus 1 over 1. So the line is y equals to minus x plus 2. Okay, so this is a solid line. So use the equality and the upper portion is unshaded. So y is greater than equals to minus x plus 2. So the inequality y is greater than equals to minus x plus 2. Okay, now moving to the third equation of line, which is this line. Here the y-intercept is 0 and you can fix this point. Okay, so y equals to m x and plus c. The y-intercept is equals to 0. Now from this y-intercept, you have to rise 1 unit up and run 2 units to the right. So 1 up and 2 right. So the equation of line is y equals to 1 over 2x. Okay. And again, this line I'm working on. Okay. So for this line, the upper portion is shaded. So it is greater. We can use greater and equality because it is a solid line. So y is greater than equals to x by 2. Y is greater than equals to 1 over 2x. Question number 16. The table shows information about the ages of 80 members of a gym. Okay. The age and the frequency. Part A, calculate an estimate of the mean age. Okay. So mean has a formula sum of fx divided by the total number of people. As we know, the total number of members of a gym are 80. So f is a frequency and x is the midpoint of these intervals. So we need to fix the midpoint of 16 and 18. 16, 17, 18. 17 is the midpoint. 18 and 24. To get the midpoint, we have to add the ending point, which is 16 plus 18 and dividing by 2. You will get 17. Now 18 and 24 and divided by 2. 21 is the midpoint. Now we have 24 and 40 divided by 2. 32 is the midpoint. And 40 plus 100 divided by 2 is 70 is the midpoint. Okay. Now what is fx, the product? Right. 5 times 17, that is 85. And 21 times 31, this is 651. Okay. Now 19 times 32, which is 60. 19 times 32, 608. Yeah. Okay. And 25 times 70, that is 1750. Okay. Now let me sum up, which is 85, 651, 608, and 1750. Divided by the total members are 80. Okay. Let me add them up. 85, 651, 608, and 1750 divides 80. So the mean is 36.675. 38.675 years. That is the mean. Okay, now for part B, work out the percentage of the member of the gym who are more than 24-year-old. More than 24. This is 24 equals to 24. More than 24 are 19 and 25. This is 19 plus 25. Okay, what is the sum of 19 and 25? That is equals to 44. Okay, now to get the percentage, we can say 44 people out of 80 people multiply by 100. Yeah, 80 members. 44 over 80 multiply by 100. This is 55. So there are 55% of the member of gym who are more than 24 years old. Question number 17. Point B, D, E, and F lie on a circle. B, D, E, and F. These points lying on the circle A to C. This is tangent to the circle at point B. Okay. Angle BEF. This is B, this is E, this is F, this is 50. And EF and BF are same. E to F and B to F. Okay, so if EF and BF both are equal, it means EBF, that is an isosceles triangle. Two sides are same, two angles are same. This angle is also 50 degree. All right. Now, part A, find the value of x. Give a geometrical reason for your answer. Okay. So here is x. So since this line is tangent at point B, so here I'm going to use alternate segment theorem, right? According to the alternate segment theorem, the angle between the tangent and the chord, this is chord of a circle and this is tangent to the circle. Angle between the tangent and the chord is equals to the angle in alternate segment, right? So we can say angle x is also 50 degrees. So angle x is 50 because angle between the tangent and the chord is equals to the angle in the alternate segment. Now for part B, find the value of y. Give a geometrical reason of each step of your working. Okay, here is y. All right. Okay. So if I consider this triangle B, E, and F, this triangle, okay. As we know, these two angles are 50. We can easily get the third angle by doing sum of all angles of a triangle add up to 180, right? So we can say consider triangle B, E, and F, right? Now the angle B 50 plus 50 plus angle F, this sum is equals to 180. All right. Now angle F is from 180, you have to subtract 50 plus 50 is 100. From 180 subtract 100, that is equals to 80 degree. So this angle is 80 degree. Okay. Now you can see B, D, E, F. That is a cyclic quadrilateral, and opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180. Right. Now this is the first point. The second point is B, D, E, F is a cyclic quadrilateral, right? And opposite angles adds up to 180 degree, right? Now what are two opposite angles? This y and 80, these are the two opposite angles. When you add y and 80, their sum is 180. So what is y? Y is from 180, you have to subtract 80, that is equals to just 100. So that y is equals to 100 degrees. This is 100 degree and this would be 50 degrees. Right. Question number 18, the diagram shows a cuboid. Okay, the length of the cuboid is x centimeter. The height of the cuboid is 3 times its length. If the length is x, then the height is 3 times of length, means 3x. The height is 3x. Okay, the width of the cuboid is 4 centimeter less than its length. 4 centimeter less than the length means from the length you have to subtract 4. So this width is x minus 4. Write down an expression in terms of x for the height of the cuboid and the width of the cuboid, which we have already done. The height is 3 times of x, the width is x minus 4. Part B, the surface area of the cuboid is 200 centimeters square. Form an equation in X and show that it simplifies to this equation. The surface area of a cuboid is given to us. As we know, the surface area of a cuboid is 2 into length into width plus width into height plus height into length. Okay, now let me simplify this. Surface area is 200. This is equals to 2 into length is x. Length and width x minus 4 plus width x minus 4 and height which is 3x plus height which is 3x times it by length which is x. Okay. Now dividing both sides by 2. Right. So this is becomes 1 and 2 times 1 is 2 and 0. So it is 100. And here we have x with x is x square minus 4x. And 3x with x is 3x square minus 3 times 4 is 12x plus 3x square. Okay, so x square, 3x square, 3x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 100 equals to 7x square, and the x terms are 12 and 4. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Negative 16x. Okay, rearrange this equation. 7x square minus 16x, shifting the 100 on the other side, minus 100 equals to 0. This is exactly equals to that equation. Now for part C, solve this equation. You must solve your working and give your answer correct to 2 decimal place. Okay. Apply the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is x is equals to minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac divides 2 times of a. Now what is a, what is b, and what is c? A is a coefficient of x square which is equals to 7. B is a coefficient of x which is negative 16, and c is a constant term which is minus 100. Okay, now let me plug each and everything into the formulas and solving for x. X is equals to minus b is negative 16 plus minus square root b is minus 16 its square minus 4 times the a value and the c value, the square root, and it is going to divide with 2 times of the a value, that is 7. Now x is negative times negative is positive 16 plus minus square root 16 square. Okay, 256. 256. Now negative times negative is positive. 4 times 7 times 100 is 2800 plus 2800, and 2 times 7 is 14. Okay, now let me do the further simplification. X is equals to 16. Okay, 2800 add 256. 4 root 191. Okay, plus minus 4 root 191 divided by 14. Okay, now the first solution is 16 plus 4 square root of 191 divided by 14. The first solution is 5.09 up to 2 decimal place, 5.09. And the next solution is 16 minus 4 root 191 divided by 14. This solution is minus 2.805. So you can round it to 81. Minus 2.81. Okay. Now for part D, find the height of the cuboid. The height of the cuboid. What was the expression for the height of the cuboid? The height of the cuboid is 3 times of x. Okay, so the height of the cuboid is 3 times of x. Now which x we have to use, the positive one or the negative one? As we know that height is a dimension and dimension never be negative, so we are not going to use the negative one, we have to use a positive one. So we can say when x value is 5.09, the height is 3 times of 5.09. So this is 3 times 5.09, that is become 15.27. That is the height centimeter, or if you round it to, this is 15.3 centimeter. Question number 19. The diagram shows a triangle ABC and triangle ABD. ABC and ABD, the two triangles. AB is given which is 12. AB is given, B to D that is given, and AD is given. And angle is 32 and 48 is given. Now for part A, calculate the angle BAD. BAD, sorry, BA and D. This angle we need to calculate. Okay, so you can see if you consider the triangle ABD, we have all the three sides of this triangle, but we don't have any angle for this triangle. When all the three sides are given and we have to find one angle, we apply law of cosine, right? So we can say law of cosine on triangle ABD. Okay, so according to law of cosine, angle A we need to measure. So its front side is 7. So take 7 square equals to the other two sides are 12 and 6. Minus 2 into 12 into 6 and cos of that angle A. Okay, now we can say 7 square minus 12 square minus 6 square. What I did, I shift the 12 square on the other side and 6 as well. And this term is going to divide with minus 2 into 12 into 6, and we are just left with cos of angle A. Let me simplify that term. 7 square minus 12 square minus 6 square. The numerator is minus 131 and the denominator is minus 2 into 12 into 6 minus 144. So negative is cancelled with negative, and this is equals to cos of A. Okay. Now 144, 131 divide 144. Okay, now it should be in degrees, right? Because these two angles are in degrees. Now from here, A should be equals to cos inverse of 131 over 144. Simplify. Cos inverse of answer 24.5, 24.5 degrees up to one decimal place. That is the angle B, A, and D. All right, now for part B, calculate AC. Where is AC? Okay, A to C, this angle we have to measure. This is 24.5. Now, right. Now A to C. Okay, so if you consider the triangle ABC, we have angle C, we have angle A, and we have one side AB. Let me draw this triangle separately to make it more understandable. Okay, here we have A, we have B, and we have C. Okay, now A, B, and C. AB is 12. We don't know angle B. Angle A is a sum of 32 and 24.5, and angle C is 48. This is 48, and this side is 12, and 2.45, 24.5 add up with 32. That angle is 56.5. We need to calculate this side AC. Okay, this angle and the front. Okay, first we need to measure what is the angle B by doing sum of all angles of a triangle. The first step is consider triangle A, B, and C. And let's figure out what is angle B. Angle B is basically from 180 degree, you have to subtract 48 and subtract 56.5. Okay. From 180 minus 48 minus 56.5, that is equals to 75.5. Angle B is 75.5 degrees. So we have done with that angle, right? Now you can apply law of cosine because this angle its front side, this angle and its front side. Now the second step is law of cosine, sine, sorry. Law of sine I'm going to apply on this triangle. Okay. So when you apply the law of cosine, since we have to measure AC, AC over its front angle is sine of 75.5 degrees. This is equals to AB, which is 12, over its front angle is sine of 48 degrees. right? Now easily we can get the value for AC. So we can say AC becomes from 12 multiply cross multiplied sine 75.5 over sine of 48. Okay, let me simplify. 12 times sine 75.5 divides sine 48. That is 15.6 centimeter. This is the length for the line AC. Question number 20, we need to solve this. Okay, so we do the cross multiplication. 3x is multiplying with the opposite denominator x plus 2, plus 4 is multiplying with the opposite denominator x minus 1, divides x minus 1 into x plus 2, and this is equals to 3. Okay, 3x with x is 3x square, plus 3 times 2 is 6x, plus 4x minus 4, and this is equals to 3 into x minus 1 and x plus 2. Okay, I did the cross multiplication. Okay, let me simplify this to 3x square and 4x, 6x plus 4x becomes 10x and minus 4. 3 is outside. Let me simplify x with x square plus 2x and minus 2, and you have 3x square plus 10x minus 4 stays the same. We have 3. This is x square plus x and minus 2. Okay, so 3x square plus 10x and minus 4, this is becomes 3x square plus 3x and minus 3 times 2 would be 6, right? 3x square and 3x square both sides it is cancelled out, so we can say 10x, and shifting the 3x on the other side becomes minus 3x. We have negative 6 on the right, and shift the 4 minus 4, it becomes plus 4. From 10 take away 3 is 7x, and this is from 6 minus 4 is negative 2, so x is minus 2 over 7. Okay, question number 21. The width of a rectangle is 5.4 centimeter, correct to the nearest 0.1 centimeter. Centimeter and centimeter, whenever this is correct to the nearest, you have to take that number and divide by 2. Now for part A, write down the upper bound of the width of the rectangle. The width is given, just the upper bound. It means in 5.4, in the width, you have to add 0.1 divided by 2. For the lower bound, you have to subtract. Okay, so they just asked for the upper bound. 0.1 divided by 2 is 0.05. You add 5.4. This is 5.45 centimeters, right? Part B, the parameter of the rectangle is this much, correct to the nearest 0.1 centimeter. So 0.1 dividing by 2 again, which is 0.05. Calculate the lower bound of the length of the rectangle. Okay, now they gave us the parameter. As we know that the parameter of a rectangle is 2 into length plus width, right? So the parameter is dividing by 2, and this is equals to length plus width. We have to work on the width length. So parameter dividing by 2 minus the width, this is your length, right? So the parameter, okay, now the next thing is we need to work on the lower bound. Okay, the lower bound for the length is, this is lower bound, and whenever we are dealing with the lower bounds in a subtraction, in a difference, the first term consider the lower bound and the second term should be the upper bound, right? Okay, so we know the width upper bound in the part A. We need to find out the parameter lower bound. Parameter, yeah, the lower bounds, right? Okay, let me work for the parameter lower bound. Parameter lower bound, it means in parameter 26.4, you have to subtract 0.05. That is the lower bound of the parameter. This is 26.4, subtract 0.05. This is gonna be 26.35 centimeter. That is my parameters lower bound. I'm plugging over here, which is 26.35 divided by 2 minus the width upper bound, which is 5.45. This would be your length lower bound. Okay, now this is going to divide by 2 and subtract with 5.45, so the final answer is 7.45. 7 to 5 centimeters. Question number 22. The diagram shows a pyramid A, B, C, V. A, B, C, and V. That is a pyramid. Okay. The base of the pyramid is an equilateral triangle. Okay, this is a base of the pyramid. That is an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle means same sides and same angles. If this side length is 34, this side length is also equals to 34. Since it is an equilateral triangle, this side length is 34, and this AB, that side length is also equals to 34. Okay. Further, we have ABC, A, B, and C. Okay. This is a equilateral triangle, that is a base 34, 34, 34, with a side length of 34 centimeter. The height VO, where is the height? V to O, that is the height, is perpendicular to the base of the pyramid. This height is perpendicular to this base of the pyramid. Okay. Now VA, that is VA, and VB and VC. V to A, V to B, V to C. They all are 82 centimeter. This length is 82, this length is 82, that length is 82. Okay. Part A, write down the number of planes of symmetry of the pyramid. Okay. So number of planes of symmetry of a pyramid is equals to number of sides of its base. Okay. Now this pyramid, the base has three sides A, B, and C. So the number of planes of symmetry of this pyramid is 3. Part B, M is a midpoint of AC. Now this M is a midpoint of AC. Since AC is 34, it means AM and MC is half. 34 is dividing by 217. So A to M is 17 and M to C is also 17. The ratio of MO and OB is 1:2. M to O and O to B, this is in the ratio of 1 and 2. Number 1, show that OP is 19.6 centimeter, correct to 1 decimal place. Okay. O to B, we need to measure OB, and that must be 19.6 centimeter for 1 decimal place. Okay. Okay. So as we know that the base of the pyramid is an equilateral triangle, it means AB, BC, AC has same side length and all the angles are 60. This angle is 60, this angle is 60, this angle is also equals to 60 degree, right? Now we need to work on O to B. Okay, if I can draw this triangle separately, let me show you. I want to draw this triangle M, B, and C. Okay, over here I'm doing. Okay, so here we have M, here we have B, and here we have C. So this angle is 60. Okay, this side length is 34, centimeter. This side length is 17. We need to find what is M to B first. Okay, the two sides and the angle between them is given. Let me apply the law of cosine. Law of cosine. Okay, let me solve for MB. MB, its square equals to 17 square plus 34 square minus 2 into 17 into 34 into cos of 60 degree. Okay, let me simplify this. 17 square plus 34 square minus 2 into 17 into 34 into cos 60. Okay, so what is MB? MB is square root of 867. Okay, root of answer, this is 17 root 3. This is 17 square root of 3. So M to B, this length is 17 square root of 3. But between m to b there is a point o over here, like m to o is in the ratio of 1 and o to b is in the ratio of 2, and the whole thing is in the ratio of 2 plus 1, that is 3. So means this 3 ratio is represented by 17 root 3. Okay, now we can say the ratio 3 is basically equals to 17 root 3. Now the question is we need to find OB, and OB is in the ratio of 2. O to B is in the ratio of 2. If the whole 3 represented this, now what 1 represent? 17 root 3 over 3 1 represent, and what the ratio of 2 represent? 17 root 3 over 3 multiplied by 2. Simplify. Divided by 3, multiply by 2, so that is equals to 19.629, or up to one decimal place 19.6. Yes, this is exactly 19.6 centimeter. It is proved. Now for the second part, calculate the angle between the edge VP and the base of the pyramid. Okay, let me show you the edge, VP, and the base. As we know, the base of the pyramid is ABC, and this is the edge VB. Okay, between the edge and the base. Okay, this is the edge, and that is the base. So this angle we need to measure. VBO. VO is vertical, right? The height VO is perpendicular to the base. So this is a right angle triangle, VOB. So let me draw this triangle. Okay. Right. So this is V, this is O, and this is B. So 90 degree. This is 82. V to B is 82. I have given 82 for V to B, and we have done OB as well, which is 19.6. 19.6. So this angle we need to measure, that the edge VB with the base, right? Okay, since it is a right angle triangle, we can use primary trigonometric ratio, sine, cos, or tangent. So the angle opposite side, the front side is opposite, this is adjacent, and that is hypotenuse. So we have adjacent and we have hypotenuse. We can use a ratio of cos. So let's say this angle is theta. So we can say cos of theta is adjacent, which is 19.6, and the hypotenuse is 82. So theta would be equals to cos inverse of 19.6 over 82. Yes. Let me simplify that. So cos inverse 19.6 divides 82. This is 76.17, or round to one decimal place 76.2 degrees. This is the angle that the edge makes with the base of the pyramid. Moving to part 3, calculate the volume of the pyramid. So volume of a pyramid, that is equals to 1 by 3 multiplied by the base area multiplied by the height. Okay, so first we need to figure out what is the base area. So the base area, as we can see, the base of this pyramid is a equilateral triangle A, B, and C. This is 34, 34, 34. That is the base, right? So base area is basically the area of a triangle, area of triangle ABC, right? So this is the triangle. Let me draw the equilateral triangle. I know this doesn't look equilateral, but assume that. This angle is 60, this angle is 60, this angle is 60, this length is 34, 34, and 34. Okay, so we can say half 34, 34 sine of 60. 34 times 34 times sine of 60. We use a formula for to get the area of a triangle is 1 by 3 AB sine C. Okay, so let me figure that out. We have 1 by 2 times by 34 times by 34 times by sine of 60. That is 500.56. 500.56 centimeter square. Now the next thing is to figure out the height of the pyramid. Okay, to get the height, okay, look at the height of the pyramid. The height of the pyramid is basically the length of V to O. That is the height of the pyramid. Again, considering the triangle V, O, and B. OB is given, VB is given. We need to just figure out this. It is a right angle triangle. Okay. Let me draw this triangle separately to make it understandable. So VO is the height of the pyramid, and we have B here. Okay, so this is VO, and we have B, OB in the second part 19.6. VB is given 82. We need to figure out the height. Okay, to get the height, apply the right Pythagoras theorem on a right angle triangle. Hypotenuse its square equals to sum of square of the other two legs of the triangle, right? Now 82 its square, subtract 19.6 its square, this is equals to the height square. Okay, so 82 square minus 19.6 its square is this much. So what is the height? Height is a square root of 6339.84. Okay, so the square root of answer, this is 76.62. Okay, 76.62, that is the height. Okay, now let me plug each and everything into the formula, volume formula, right? All right, so the volume of that pyramid is 1 over 3 into base area, which is 500.56, multiply by the height 76.62. Okay, now 1 over 3 times 500.56 multiply 76.62. So this would be the height. Wait, I did the mistake to get the height. So in height, we do 82 square minus 19.6 square, and the square root of answer, this is 79.62, not 76. This is 79. Okay. 79.62 multiply by 500.56 and multiply by 1 over 3. This becomes 1328. 13,285.4, you can say, or just cubic centimeter, that is okay. So this would be the volume of the pyramid. Question number 23. A box contains 13 pencils. There are 4 red pencils, 7 green pencils, and 2 yellow pencils in a box. 7, 8, 9, and plus 4 is 14. Yes, 13. 2 pencils are chosen at random from the box without replacement. Okay, work out the probability that 2 pencils are different colors. Okay, so the total pencils are 13. They are red. Red are 4. Green are 7. And the yellow are 2. Okay, so we need to work out the probability that both have different colors. They can be red green or red yellow. They can be green red or green yellow. They can be yellow red or yellow green. Right? Okay, so we can say different colors, it means the probability of red or the probability of green. So red green or green red. Red with a green or green with a red, there are 2 pairs. So you have to times it by 2. Plus again 2 pairs, the probability for red and with yellow. The first is red, other is yellow, or the first is yellow and the other is red. Plus 2 times we can make with the green. Green with the red is done. Green with yellow. Green and yellow or yellow green. And yellow green, yellow with red. Yellow with red is done. Yes. Okay, and keep in mind that it is without replacement. So it is two times. If the first pencil is red, so four pencils are red out of 13 pencils, and the green pencils are seven. Now 12 pencils are left without replacement. Plus 2 into the red pencils are 4 out of 13, and the yellow pencils are 2. Now 12 are left. Plus 2 into the green pencils are 7 out of 13, and yellow pencils are 2 out of 12. Okay, let me simplify that. Okay, so 2 into 4 into 7, this is 56, over 13 times 12 is 156, plus 2, 4 and 2. 2 into 2 into 4 is 16, over 156. Plus 2, 2 and 7. 2 into 2 into 7 is 28, over 156. Let me add the numerator, which is 56 plus 16 plus 28, which is 100 out of 156. So that is the probability that the two pencils are different colors, which is 100 out of 156. Okay. So that is the last question of our paper. If you have any queries, please let me know in the comment section, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care.